welcome back to the 125 podcast, where the British royal family isn't allowed to play Monopoly. I'm Stuart Blue.
I'm Lucas Allende.
And today we are back again, of course, and this time we got a real mic. We were recording the first two podcasts off of my phone, but you know what? I made the investment, and now we can be much more comfortable in here talking to an actual microphone.
That's really nice.
Feels like our production value is just going up, just slowly but surely. Today we wanted to have like a little bit more fun. Last podcast was a little more serious. Not that it wasn't a good podcast, but it was just a little bit more serious. So we thought we'd have a little bit more fun this time. So today we're going to talk about what is the most trouble that you've ever been in.
Slash disappoint your parents.
Or how much have you ever disappointed your parents? This goes for both of us. Doesn't necessarily have to be trouble with the parents. That's how I interpreted the question.
I know. I mean, just saying, like, you and me,
we're
pretty good game, like, disappointing our parents.
I mean, I'm pretty bad at disappointing my parents, if that makes sense. I'm just kidding.
No.
I've disappointed my parents very many times. Now, this could be trouble with, like, the police or a school supervisor or counselor or all that, but I interpreted this as trouble with the rents.
Oh, okay, so we have a bunch of stories.
I got, when we got this question, one story definitely stood out to me a lot more than anything else.
You can start if you want.
You want me to kick it off?
Yeah. Because, like, mine are, like, I have, like, a bunch of stories, but, like...
You got a couple...
I feel like kind of, like, yeah.
So you want to jump into the...
I wouldn't say they're, like, super, like, powerful, but I wouldn't say they're weak, They're, like, just in the middle.
Okay. So you want me to kick it off?
You kick it off.
All right. The most trouble that I've ever been in. So I don't know if this is actually the most trouble that I've ever been in. It's just kind of what came to my mind the first time when I read the question. You're already laughing. You know it's going to be a stupid story, don't you? This was... So let me just paint the picture for you here.
Okay.
Because I've told the story many times, but I'm going to really go into detail here. Because I want this to be for everybody. This was, I believe, freshman year of high school. So... And this is still very prepubescent Stuart Blue.
I wasn't here, just so you know.
Yeah. Lucas is still in... Actually, I think you were still in Spain.
No,
I
think you
were still in Spain. Anyway. So very prepubescent Stuart. I was a late bloomer. Very much. I don't even know if I've bloomed yet. I fucking might still be waiting to bloom. Still getting voice cracks. It's ridiculous. So, but freshman year, you kind of think you're like a big guy. You're out of middle school now. You're a high schooler.
Yeah.
You're in high school now.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a big thing. So, a good buddy of mine, whose name I will use because I know he doesn't care, Joe O'Neill. For those of you who know Joe, probably know him as like the chillest dude on planet Earth. He's a great guy.
I agree.
But he was definitely like the go-to guy if you wanted to like do something a little naughty. Joe is probably, the one who was going to do it with, you know what I'm saying? Freshman year, pretty naughty. So he and I are like, dude, we got to skip school.
Yeah, you're starting hard, man, here.
No, and this is intense stuff. For most high schools, I don't really think it's a big deal to skip school because, like, you just don't go and, like, that's it. But at Whitefish Bay...
Oh, God.
At Whitefish Bay, they kind of keep it on lock a little bit. If you have to get called in by a parent for them to be like, okay, you're
I know. It's like getting out of
one
Guantanamo or some shit like that.
It's crazy. It's like jail. And so if you just don't show up, they'll just call your parents immediately and, go searching for you.
Even like send the police or something.
Honestly. No, I mean, so there's like the whole just like, I'm not going to go today wasn't an option, And also, that kind of gets rid of the whole thrill of it a little bit. Yeah. So Joe and I are talking about, like, we want to skip school. So we picked a day.
Wait, why?
Why did we want to skip school?
Yeah. Just cause, like, it was...
Honestly, I think it was just to flex that we could skip school. I mean, I really, like, it's not like anything was going on that day. It's not like we had anything to do.
Just to flex?
I mean, I think so, because it's not like we had anything fucking important to do.
What day of the week was? Like, you remember that? Because that's pretty important.
I do, and it's really stupid.
Please tell me to the Monday.
No, that wouldn't be that dumb, because it would just extend your weekend. It was a Tuesday, which is a dumb day to skip school, and I realized that. But see, Joe and I thought we were being genius because we thought that nobody would suspect you to skip school on a Tuesday, so they wouldn't be suspicious when two friends were both homesick the same day, right?
On a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday, because it's like they're not skipping there. It's a fucking Tuesday, and it was also right before spring break, so a lot of kids were already gone, like missing school.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes more sense.
So this was kind of like our tester, like, oh, if we can skip this day, then we can skip. You know,
Like
this
a
is like a
normal,
good, yeah. But at the end of the day, it was fucking.
Dang, they like
fucking,
youngster Amy High, you know?
Nah, no, I was really going crazy. It was a fucking Tuesday before spring break. It was the stupidest shit ever. But nonetheless, you know, we agree. We had been talking about it for a while, and I woke up early, and he texted me. I texted him, and we had a plan. A plan of because you have to get around that hump of like your parents call you in sick. Like, what are you gonna?
Yeah.
You know, you can't.
Yeah, an excuse.
And let me preface everything by saying really quickly that my mom is so chill that if I had gone up to my mom that day and said, "Hey, will you just call me in? I want to go hang out with my friends today. I don't want to go to school," she probably would have just done it.
Okay.
I mean, she let me play hooky once in a while. Like, she probably would have been fine, but that's not fun.
No, I know that's too easy.
That's
right?
way too easy.
Also, did you think about that?
Yeah, I don't even really know if that crossed my mind. So anyway, Joe and I are talking before, you know, the weekend before, like, how are we gonna do this? And well, you know, we just figured we have to just call ourselves in sick and just pretend to be our parents. And so Joe's just like, I'm just gonna call him, pretend to be my dad, which is not too difficult.
Okay. Freshmen. Okay.
We were ferocious, but Joe
14, 15-year-old kids.
Joe was maturing a little bit quicker than I was, so he had like, I mean, he could just make his voice a little bit lower. And
yeah,
just
but to what point?
Keep it quick, you know. Like, this is Mr. O'Neill. Joe's gonna say homesick. Like,
It will sound like more like, hey, this is Mr. O'Neill.
Yeah. But it was really like, it was simple, you know.
Yeah.
For him, but for me, I only lived with my mom. My dad lived in a different state. He still does. And so I could call it. Well, first of all, I had such a tiny little squeaky voice that I couldn't possibly try to be my dad. Because I would have been like, oh my gosh, this is Stuart's dad. That wasn't going to happen, right? And also, I was thinking, man, even if I pretend to be my dad, they might know. Like, he doesn't fucking live anywhere near here. Like, they're going to fucking know that.
So they knew that?
I didn't know if they knew that, but it would definitely be suspicious if they were like, they got a call in from Stuart's dad and he lives in Illinois. Yeah. So I go, I'll just pretend to be my mom. Because I had this like high little squeaky voice.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, Joe, it's so much easier for you. Fuck you. But I'll do it as my mom. So we wake up early. He texts me, we doing it? I text him, yep, like send it. And I remember still, I went to the bathroom like right after I got up. Because I didn't want my mom to hear me. And I called and just did this like atrocious impression of my mother.
Could you repeat it here?
Not. I mean, I can give you the gist of it, but my voice was so much higher back then.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
But it was just like very much like up here, like Stuart's gonna stay home, and just like I gave myself a lisp and shit for no fucking reason. My mom doesn't have a lisp. But I was just trying my best to sound like a woman.
Yeah.
You know. And well, the good thing is too is that you don't actually talk to anybody. You just leave a message.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
And then in the morning when the clinic lady or whatever gets there, she just listens through all the messages and marks you if you're staying home. So I didn't have to talk to anybody, which was fine.
Okay, you didn't have to hold a conversation.
Right.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So, but you also don't know if they're gonna if it was fucking believable or not, because you call in and you're like, well, fuck, I hope they bought that because I'm gonna leave now. You know. So anyway, I get ready for quote unquote school. Pack my shit up. I'm like, okay, mom, see ya. I was like, I'm gonna bike today. I don't want you to drop me off. I want to bike today. And she was like, that's very mature of you. You know. So Joe goes, well, let's meet up at Big Bay. And for those who don't know, Big Bay is I guess it's like a beach.
No, it's not. It's just like a little bit of like sand. How you call that?
It's right on the.
I call it as a joke, looker. I don't know how you call it, like seriously.
What do you call it?
Looker. It's like mirador in Spanish.
Okay. Yeah, it's like I mean, it's like a steep hill down to Lake Michigan. There's a little bit of sand at the bottom.
There's I never been down there.
Yeah. There's sand on there.
Oh shit.
I mean, it's kind of like Atwater.
Like in a small version. Okay.
Like a small version. So anyway, it was kind of like this spot. A lot of kids would go there and just like hang out and.
Oh, so it's like in the middle, like
maybe smoke the marijuanas once in a while, but that's kind of like
up there. That was risky, man.
No, down there, like we would go down there at night and
Oh.
because you know, like it's a steep hill and whatever. If you
have to go there because I've never been there. I think.
Yeah, okay. If you don't know what we're talking about, I'm sure you're very confused. But essentially, it's a steep hill down to like a little bit of sandy, woodsy kind of area, and right along the lake. It's very beautiful, but a lot of kids go down there to do the illegals. So anyway, Joe goes, "Do you want to meet at Big Bay?" I said, "Sure." So I bike all the way over to Big Bay, and we're hanging out.
So you bike from Sherwood to Big Bay?
I mean, it's not that far. You hit Oakland for a couple
that's
miles.
Funny. That's funny.
Whatever. So we meet up, and we thought I don't even know if, I mean, at that point, we met up, and we're like, holy fuck. Like, we did it. What
should we
like,
do?
What now? you
so
know?
Funny. Yeah.
We have 7 fucking hours to kill, and what are we doing? And so we were just chilling there. I think Joe brought some snacks, and we were just fucking, like, whatever. Having a good time. And again, this was before spring break, and it wasn't like this year. It was actually pretty warm at this time. So it was like it was a nice day outside. We weren't like freezing our asses off or anything. And we thought we saw one of our friends' moms walking down, because it's a really popular place with people going on jogs or walks, because it's a nice steep incline to go down and back up and down and back up.
Also, it's next to a street where like it's all the transit goes there. Yeah, like, it's like the main street.
It's a pretty busy street right next to there, and so we thought we saw our friend's mom, and I actually don't think it was her, but it just kind of made us think like, fuck, we shouldn't be in the fucking middle of Whitefish Bay. I mean, if we're gonna skip school, we should fucking go somewhere else.
Yeah.
So we were like, we're gonna go downtown. I mean, we came up with a plan, which was essentially, do you know what Discovery World is? Do you know where the art museum is?
Yeah.
Right next to there's this like interactive museum called Discovery World.
Yeah.
They have a lot of like really cool.
Wait. So you're saying you skip school,
right,
to go to a museum to learn? Hey, dude.
Hey, I'm not done yet. You didn't let me finish. I was just asking you if you knew what Discovery World was.
Okay, but what I'm saying is like, if that was your initial plan. Can I finish?
Because Discovery World is fucking fun. It's fucking fun. It actually is really fun. Like, I mean, it's kind of like, it's like, honestly, if we went there, we'd have a good ass time. It's fucking fun. It's like all interactive.
I'll put it on my list.
You can lay on a bed of nails and
really?
shit. It's fucking fun.
Wait, really? On nails?
Yeah, it's badass. You're learning about like, surface area and how that displaces.
So, okay,
whatever.
Wait. So you
shut the fuck up.
So you learn things in a museum.
Well, no.
Try just keep in school.
No, I'm just saying that it's a fun museum, but there's also learning behind it. But it's mostly just fun. Anyway, fuck you. Our plan was
I think that's called school too.
To bike down, have a good day in Milwaukee, and then sneak into Discovery World. That was like our goal. Like that was kind of another like, we kind of want to do it just because. Like,
wait, do you have to pay there?
Yeah, I mean it's like.
Oh, so you wanted to go for free too?
It's like going to the art museum. I mean, you just have to buy a ticket for the day. Yeah. So we wanted to sneak in there too, because we heard of people who had snuck in, and that was also kind of just like another flex. Like, we skipped school.
Okay, so you were like the Harpy Beast from that time, right? Just like.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we were badasses. So. Anyway, so that was our plan that we came up with. So we start biking down Oakland, which leads downtown, and we passed Einstein's Bagels, and we decided, let's pop in for some Einstein's. And Einstein's Bagels is a very well-known bagel shop in the area.
Not known for being cheap.
Especially well-known by Stuart Blue and his mother, because we used to go there all the time, and I know everybody that works there.
Please tell me. Oh, my God.
I always walk in, they go, hey, what's up, Stewie Blue? Roosevelt calls me, his brother or whatever. Anyway, so we go in, and Roosevelt's there, this guy that I know who works there, and he's like, what's going on? Like, aren't you guys in school? And I was like, no, we have the day off. And he was like, oh, okay. And like, he didn't give a shit. So we got bagels. And we continued down.
Wait, by this point, you didn't realize it was like such a bad idea to keep going?
I mean, we didn't really give a fuck, and we were also like, dude, it's like our day off. Like, we fucking did it. Like, dude, let's just like keep going downtown.
Okay.
So we keep going downtown, and by this point, I mean, it's like probably fucking 8 o'clock. I mean, it's like still early in the morning.
8 o'clock.
I mean, school starts at like 7:45.
So all of this in 15 minutes?
No, I mean, we met up. Like, I mean, I left at a time that I would leave if I was going to school, because I wanted my mom to think I was going to school. So I left like just before 7:30. We met up at the beach, and then we
my God.
turned around and went and got bagels. God. So it's been like 45 minutes. So, I mean, all these locations that I'm mentioning are pretty close together. I mean, it's not like it takes.
I mean, you were walking and biking there. It's close.
We were biking. We both had bikes.
Okay, yeah. What I'm saying is like biking. Okay, how long is that? Because like car is like 5 minutes.
Yeah, bike is like no more than 10. I mean, it's like I biked like 10 minutes, met up with Joe, we talked for a few minutes, then we just turned around and got bagels. I mean, that's all it was. So anyway, we continue going downtown, and it was great. It was a beautiful day. We're biking down. There's this wonderful bike trail that leads from pretty much where I live. Oh, bless you. Oh, bless you.
Sorry. Yeah.
That leads pretty much from where we live all the way. Just beautiful. You've been down the bike path, I'm sure. Maybe not. Beautiful bike path that goes all the way downtown.
I think so, yeah.
Kind of leads like it brings,
with like
it brings
like,
you out to the
no
lakefront.
woods, but like with like some grass and trees.
And it brings you out to like the lakefront next to the art museum. It's gorgeous. So that's what we were doing. And we're biking, and we're biking, and we're biking, and we're having a fucking great time. And we didn't even think like maybe our calls maybe they didn't believe it, but we had our phones on us, so we were making sure nobody was calling us or whatever. And at that point we were like, okay, so we're in the clear now. Like, it's gonna be a good ass day. And so we keep biking, and we get to this weird kind of intersection, which I still don't really remember exactly where it was because I was kind of confused. I think we had taken a wrong turn or something. And Joe's phone starts ringing.
And Joe, like...
And can I just say, before he even checked his pocket, both of our hearts just sunk. Because who the fuck
was going to
be calling Joe? And so I said, dude, like, it's probably like some telemarketer or some like robot or health insurance thing, just like let it go. And he's like, well, I just want to check it. And he checks it, and it's his mom.
That's so funny.
And he's like, should I pick it up? And I was like, no, don't pick it up. Because maybe she's calling you like, oh, trying to catch you in between classes to tell you something. I was just like, just let it go. Maybe she's going to leave a message. If she doesn't,
Yeah.
Which is fair. But then his phone starts ringing again.
Oh my God.
And he lets it go to voicemail. And we're like, okay, maybe, you left something at home and she just wants to get it to you, like a folder or a book or something. No. Because then he gets a text from his mom.
Oh my God.
That just says, call me now. And that's when I was like, fuck. We were both like, shit.
I mean, he should be like that, not you. You want to, like, no one cut you yet.
Well, okay. So let me explain my thinking here. So, well, first of all, I mean, Joe calls his mom back. I can hear her just screaming cuss words through the phone and just completely bitching him out. You better get back in school right now. She's fucking pissed. So Joe turns around, he hangs up. He's like, yeah, I'm going back. And he looks at me. He's like, I gotta bike back. And like, I need to be there yesterday. Like, I need to go. And he had a nice road bike. Like, and he was quicker on the bike than me. So even if I wanted to catch up with him,
longer legs.
He did, yeah. I was like, I'm still a tiny guy, but like, even if I wanted to bike with him back, I wouldn't.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna fucking go. So he just like bulleted back to school. So I'm thinking, okay, well, they clearly called Joe's parents, and Joe's mom called him. So pretty soon, they're gonna call my parents. My parents are gonna call me. So I'm just like waiting for it, because I know it's coming. So I start to turn around, and I just start to bike back.
Yeah, just to be like next
gingerly
to, yeah.
And like. And I'm not even biking back with him because he was so far gone. I was just like biking back, just like enjoying it because I was like, I know that they're going to call me soon and they're going to be pissed and whatever, but I might as well start to head back now. And nobody called me. Nobody calls me. I'm like, now I'm like expecting it,
Yeah. Now you're disappointed.
What the fuck? And Joe texted me. He's like, I didn't tell him I was with you. Just so you know. Because, I'm sure when he got back to school, his counselor.
Like they asked him, whatever.
Asked him or whatever. And I mean, I don't think it was a big deal. I think he just went back to class. And I mean, again, this was still not very late in the day. It was still like, I think this was all.
Like first period, second period, maybe?
Yeah, like around then. So, I mean, wasn't that late in the day or anything like that. And so I'm waiting and I'm like, okay, maybe I should like get some food or something. I mean, I wasn't even that hungry, but I was like, I brought money for the day to get food. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll go get some food. So I went to Qdoba. Which
wait, like the ones in Auckland?
in Oakland, yeah, that's how I was.
So wait, so you bike to Milwaukee,
Yep.
and then to Kidava.
Yep.
Like how far is that?
Um,
That's like a
we
solid
probably-
35-minute to 45-minute ride.
yeah, no, it was a ride, and especially so we took the bike path down, which is not too long. It's a few miles,
Okay.
at least. But it's pretty flat and pretty easy. But biking back up, I took Oakland, which is very hilly. Not very
no,
hilly,
not hilly, yeah.
but there are like 2 very significant hills.
Enough to get you tired and
Enough
sweaty.
to be like kind of a bitch to bike up. So anyway, but I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go.
Yep.
Which is funny because I just realized now that I was biking past the campus that I now go to. But
That's funny.
so I go into Qdoba and I knock on the doors. There are people in there. I mean, workers. And I knock on the doors and they're like, dude, we're not fucking open yet. I mean, Qdoba doesn't fucking serve breakfast. They were like, dude, we're not open yet. Like,
Oh my
we
God,
open
that's
at
so
like
funny.
10 or 11. Like,
Yeah.
you need to chill out. Come back later. I was like, okay. And at this point, still, Nobody called me. so I took it upon myself. I thought I was being very mature. Right. And by the way, can I just say, we still didn't know how Joe got caught. Because, like,
No, for the phone call? For the
I mean, but like,
message call?
but what part of the
Message.
message did they just assume it wasn't the dad? Did he fuck up? But they didn't get me. So it was like
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna bring myself home. I'm gonna tell my mom what happens. I'm gonna be honest with her. And that way, if they call, she already knows I've been honest. And I was like, my mom's so chill though. She's probably just gonna let me stay home the rest of the day. Like she won't give a fuck. So I come home, like big man. Like I'm being so mature, telling my mom. And
Wait, have you seen? This is like
Go
out of
ahead.
Stuart Little, the movie.
yeah.
I'm
I've
just
seen
picturing
Stuart
dad walk into a room with your mom, with like a big ass
Little. The
backpack,
kid.
be like
Yeah.
scoring up and be like, yeah, I'm a man.
Oh, you mean the mouse? Like actually?
No,
Stuart Little?
the kid, the blonde kid
Oh,
with
the
glasses. Yeah.
Yeah. So of course, and again, like this is such a funny story because this is like if something like this, I mean, this is like something that is so like mundane and stupid that it's not even anything we talk about. But like when you're a freshman in high school, I felt like kind of a badass. But I was like, I'm being nice and I'm gonna go tell my mom. So I just walk in the house and my mom heard the door and was like, hello? And I was like, oh, hey mom, what's up? And she was like, what are you fucking doing? And I was like, listen, me and Joe kind of skipped school. I like called myself in sick, but it's cool if I just like chill the rest of the day, right?
You said it like that?
Yeah.
Like super sussy?
Super chill. And she was like, fuck you. No, go to class. What the shit? She was fucking pissed. And my mom doesn't really get, I mean, you know my mother.
Yeah, super
She's
chill.
super chill. She doesn't really get pissed. So I was like, oh my fucking God. And I hate it when people are like mad at me or I'm mad. Like,
Yeah.
I hate that. So right after that, I was like, oh fuck, I have to go like apologize until she like is okay. And I felt like shit. But I still like didn't know. So I go back to class
Yeah.
and I mean, school thought that I was homesick until I was back in class. So I was like, they never would have.
So you
Like, what happened? Like, how did Joe get caught and I didn't get caught? So I meet up with Joe at lunch.
yeah.
And he tells, I believe it was at lunch because I don't know. I mean, or after school.
I mean glasses or whatever.
Like the end of this, like he told me what happened. I must have talked to him at some point. And what happened was when he called in, he said, and his father's name is Brian. I hope his dad doesn't mind me saying. He said, hello, this is Brian O'Neill. My son Joe O'Neill is sick, so I'm gonna stay home. Not so he's gonna stay home. He said, my son is sick, so I'm gonna stay home.
Oh my God.
And so apparently he told me that the first lady that listened to the messages didn't catch it.
Yeah.
But somebody else, Randy Drew, who you probably know.
Yeah.
God, I'm name dropping like shit. I hope these people don't mind. Listened to it and was like, whoa. That was a little fucking suspicious.
Oh my God, yeah.
And ended up calling Joe's parents, and Joe's parents called him, and yada yada. But they never.
Oh my God, yeah, sure.
So
This is what you get for being a
was
pussy.
fine.
No, I'm just kidding.
Mine was fine. They wouldn't have known. Now, apparently, when we got bagels, my mom went to the same bagel shop like I think it was like the next day or like later that day, and the guy there was like, "Oh, I saw Stuart today." So I think that my mom would have found out anyway.
Yeah.
But the school wouldn't have known. I mean, I could have just stayed out the whole day by myself and just totally chilled, and it would have been totally fine.
That's
which is
so funny
just the dumbest story ever. I mean, it's just fucking stupid, like really fucking stupid. But again, this whole story was to answer the question of when
that's the biggest.
And it sounds stupid that, and I even said I don't know if this is the most trouble I was ever in, but it was definitely the one that stood out to me because this. I mean, my mom was fucking livid, and need I remind you that in the beginning, this was right before spring break. Now, I wasn't going anywhere for spring break, and a lot of my friends weren't going anywhere either. My mom was so pissed. And my mom was not the type of mom to ground you. Like, I never got grounded. The one time I ever got grounded was that entire spring break. I wasn't allowed to hang out with anybody.
That's so funny. I mean, so at least no one was there.
No, there were people there. Like, it was like one of the spring breaks where, like, I had friends here.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, because I can tell you, like,
I mean,
I've been here for, like, 3 spring breaks, and no one's here.
No, it was freshman year. There were a couple other, like, I think Toyo was here.
Toyo was here? Then
yeah, a couple.
I mean, yeah, okay,
I mean,
that's fair.
And, like, the only time I ever remember being grounded was that whole spring break. My mom was like, no, it's, like, we're going to be fine. You don't get to see anybody this spring break. And I was like, no, Mom, like, ground me after spring break. And she was like, yeah, no.
No, thank you, yeah.
So, again, that's not a huge amount of trouble. It's a funny story, and I'll always remember that story. But that was the first thing that came to my mind when talking about, like, being in a lot of trouble. Because that was, like, that just, oh, God, I just still feel, like, the lump in my throat when, like, my mom was just, like, that pissed at me, you know? So that's my story. And I mean, I have other stories where I was probably in more trouble.
Yeah, I've known some of them.
Yeah, and Lucas knows some of them, but this is just kind of a funny little anecdote because it was like a little, you know, it's like a little kid story kind of thing. But yeah, that I remember that very clearly.
Okay.
Thought it was a good opportunity to tell that story.
That was a really good story.
But I'm glad you enjoyed. So now, Big L.
Yup.
I have to pass the mic to you.
Okay, I'm gonna tell one of mine, and one what I was involved, but it wasn't my fault. Okay.
Sure.
Cause like I feel like mine is like, it's kind of like weird because I was kind of young.
Well, that's okay. I mean, I was very young.
No, I was younger than like yours.
Younger.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's okay.
And then the other ones happened like last year.
I'm not holding any grudges against you for your pick of story here. It's
Okay, so I'm gonna tell the first one first mine.
So
it's kind of like
paint me a goddamn picture, Lucas.
Okay, I'm thinking how old I was. I was probably like 13, 14, no, 11, 12.
So we're back in Spain.
We're back in Spain. Okay, it's kind of like in the middle of like middle school. Okay, let's say like sixth grade.
Let's just assume 6th or 7th grade.
Yeah, sixth grade.
6th grade.
No, actually 7th grade.
7th grade. So right in the dead center of middle school.
In 7th grade in Spain,
very
it's like starting
very awkward time for a young person's life. But yes, continue.
Okay, so in 7th grade in Spain, you start like a new. I don't know how old you call it, like a new cycle. Okay, it's called ESO. It's like a obligatory education. No, secondary obligatory education.
So is that when you switch schools?
Yeah, kind of. No, it's like it's in the same. It's in the same place, but like switching.
Like it's middle school.
It's like if you were like going to like middle school or like from middle school to high school.
Sure,
or something
it's
like
that. That. It's that kind of jump.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
So I mean, you know, when like you're young, you go to school, right? You don't do shit, you know. But like, you know, I was getting good grades, doing nothing, right? So I made this big jump, right? And then.
What do you mean, big jump?
Big jump, like quality and like quantity of like homework and studying.
Oh, you mean like you jumped, like you moved up in up in difficulty?
Yeah,
in some
up
classes?
Up in
like
difficulty.
Math or
in everything because it was like a new year.
Oh, so did you skip a grade?
No, I wasn't skip a grade. Like everyone did it.
Oh, you're just saying
we
that,
just
like,
moved. Yes, like
you
moving
just mean
from,
like. Oh, I see. What you mean.
As a person, you know, as a student.
I thought that you were like you personally were better than everybody else.
Oh no, okay. I wish I've never been like that. But
continue. So you're just saying that everything was getting like a little bit more serious.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah. You were starting to like to get like everything
like,
serious.
Grades kind of mattered a little.
Yeah.
bit.
No. Yeah. Actually.
Sure.
But that time they actually mattered.
Okay. Continue.
So in Spain, the school years are divided in 4. Okay. one
like a
before
quarter
Christmas.
system.
Yeah, quarter system. I think it's like one before Christmas. No, two before.
Yeah,
Actually?
same with us. There's two.
No,
before.
no. There's like two before. Yeah, something like quarter. I don't know how to like. They
Yeah.
were divided.
No, it's the same thing here. You get the 2 quarters before Christmas, 2 quarters after Christmas, and then you have the summer off.
Okay, it might
Same
be like
thing.
that. It might
So
be
it's
like
like
that.
the same
I don't
thing.
remember. It was a long time ago.
Okay.
Okay, so
Sure.
I've never been known for like getting like good grades.
Retweet.
Yeah, very, not good grade game.
Right.
So I'm also those when like the teachers gave me the notes, I would like hide them for like a long time. So like until my dad and mom like forgot about that, you
Right.
know.
Hey, I just want to clarify really quickly because your Spanish is slipping. You said notes instead of grades.
Oh, great. Sorry,
I just
sorry,
don't want people to get
okay,
confused
grades,
because notas,
yeah,
notas
actually.
in Spain.
No, I know
Just
it's
so
grades.
people-
I don't know why I said
No,
notes.
but I'm just correcting you just so people know.
Okay, yeah.
But your grades, you would have your grades.
Grades,
from your,
yeah. I don't know
from your
why I say
parents.
notes. Fuck.
Don't worry.
Okay, I know it's grades. Yeah, that's the worst thing.
No. It makes you.
Okay,
it makes
so
you more interesting.
I was hiding the grades, right?
Right.
Like in my backpack or like I don't know. I would just like put him like in a random place under my bed or something.
Sure.
So I had the first quarter grades, right?
Because they were pretty bad.
Maybe like 3 Fs and the rest. Okay,
3
by
Fs?
that time I had like 10 classes. I had like 4 languages and the normal classes, right?
So, I mean, it was tough stuff.
Yeah, but I was like, hey, you know what? I'm smart. I know what I know what I'm doing here. I'm not gonna ask for help.
Can I just ask really quick?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of kid were you? Like, if you like. I mean,
Good question.
I mean, you weren't that. You're telling me that you weren't like a star student when it came to like grades and everything.
I wasn't.
But were you like a troublemaker, or were you just like you just didn't really give a
I was
shit?
saying with the troublemakers, but I was a good guy too at the same time.
Okay, so you're kind of like in the middle there.
Yeah, I was like the funny guy of class, you know.
Yeah, you're like the class clown a little bit. Like
Yeah, a
you,
little
like, you
bit,
make
yeah.
people laugh.
Yeah.
You're cool with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like that.
But you weren't like refusing to do work because you were like, fuck.
No,
this,
wait,
man.
no. So my strategy was like, I'm gonna like, you know, like act that I'm studying or doing homework. Like I'll go to my room, close the door, and be like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna go study while I was watching videos, right?
Right.
Or doing whatever I was doing at that age.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe exploring parts of the body or something.
I don't know about time. Okay, I don't know about that, but.
Sorry, I'm sorry. That was out of pocket.
Okay, so-
That was out of pocket.
First quarter didn't go that well. I was like, okay, I'm actually not going to study, okay?
Sure.
Like, stop with this bullshit.
You're like,
I'm going to study.
No more bullshit. I'm studying. Yeah.
And I start second quarter.
Okay.
And let's say shit didn't get better.
You weren't studying. Were
I wasn't studying, okay? So I was like just getting Fs. Like 5, like there, it's not grades, it's like numbers. Like below a 5, it's like an F. And then like you have like the C, like like 5, 6, whatever, okay? But I was getting any number like above 5. I was just getting like
so above 5 is worse? Like, what's the best number?
10.
Oh, 10's the best.
Yeah.
So
It's
you were like-
called excellent.
Oh, gotcha. So
Yeah.
you were getting 5s and lower?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
There's like F and like F minus. But like to a point where like I was getting like maybe like 2.5s on tests. That's like getting like one question right on a test. Yeah.
Jesus.
No,
okay.
yeah. Okay. So second quarter is done, and I remember that like the teacher had a list, right, with like the name of all the
Sure.
students.
Oh, God.
And she was like in the class, she was outside like sitting with a table, and she was calling like us one like
One by one.
Yeah. just giving us the grade, and it's like, oh, you improve on this, you'll improve on this like next
Sure.
quarter, you can work
Were you fucking
hard on this.
sweating?
And I'm like, my last name starts with the S, so I was like number 21 maybe. There was
Okay.
like, yeah. So 21, and she didn't call me, and I was like, oh my
She
god,
didn't call you?
she didn't call me.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Oh god. And then all of my friends were like, hey, actually, like I didn't fail like this class. I'm actually surprised. I was like, hey, you know what? Maybe I didn't fail it too. You know?
Hey, there you go.
Yeah. Like no, I wasn't like that. Okay.
That didn't
She called me at lunch and she gave me the grades. And out of like 10 classes, guess how many I failed?
10.
7. Yeah. I failed 4 languages.
7 out of 10
10 out of
classes
10.
failed?
Yeah. Wait.
Oh, gosh.
I failed 4 languages.
No.
Spanish,
What did
English,
you pass?
gym, like computer lab, and art. Like in the ones that you don't have to
Oh,
work.
Jesus. Yeah.
God, and
My goodness.
so I feel like for the four like idioms I was studying, like
Sure.
Spanish, Catalan, English, and French.
Yeah.
I also felt algebra,
Okay.
science.
Yeah.
How many are we going there right now? Those are
That's 5. Isn't
six.
it?
No,
Or 6.
six. And with the other one, I think it was
what,
like
history or something.
history. Also history. Fuck history. Yeah. Damn. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So you're not doing so well.
I didn't do so well. But that day I had soccer, right?
Okay.
After school.
Sure.
So I was like fine for 2 more hours. And I was like, okay, how am I gonna tell this to my parents? Like I felt 7 out of 10, right? So I had soccer, and then I had to go like from the school to like my house, like getting the train, like the subway.
Yeah, the metro.
That's like 35 minutes, 40 minutes. So that was like
So
I
you're
never.
just sweating on the train.
But I was walking so slow. Like
'Cause you
40
just
minutes,
didn't
it
wanna-
took me like an hour and 30 minutes.
Because you just didn't want to.
I didn't want to get home. I was just like, how the fuck
You
am I
were just
gonna
like,
say
how am I gonna
that?
get this? How am I gonna get the fuck out of this?
Yeah. Yeah, and I was like, how you go to your parents and say like, yeah, I felt like 7. I felt 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I don't really know. So what was your shit? Did you?
Wait. So I go upstairs and like I remember this. My mom was in the kitchen and like my dad was like watching TV in the living room, whatever. Or, like my mom was like, I don't know what she was doing. She was like, whatever.
But they were doing stuff. Like,
They were doing stuff, yeah.
Yep.
Maybe like it was like all around. I don't know.
Okay.
My brother and sister were there. Shit, I remember I got home and like. They send you. I mean, at least in Spain, they send like your parents an email, like they're gonna.
Yeah, they
the
would.
grades.
They do the same thing in the States.
Yeah, so my dad was like, I want to see the grades, right? Because I didn't see like the ones in the other quarter, because I always put like excuses. Oh my god, I didn't get them or whatever. And I was like, yeah, so you can see them. And I remember I gave it to him, and I run to the shower to take a shower while I was like, yeah, you can look at them while I'm taking a shower. Shit, I remember I was crying in the shower.
Oh god.
God damn it, yeah, I remember. And
so I have to assume that they were not very happy.
they were not that like they weren't like happy. So like they grabbed me like okay, they like took my PS3, I think it was.
Oh, that's it.
Not TV, and I think that was it. And also I had like the recuperate, like I don't know how like you will say here recuperation. It was like another midterms that could push your grades up a little bit.
Oh, like a
Like a retake,
extra credit retake,
extra ticket retake, yeah.
So
I didn't do well on those two, so yeah, it doesn't matter.
Jesus.
No, I know. And yeah, for like the rest of the school year, they were just like in my ass. But that year was like the one I went to Miami, so I was safe. If not, I was gonna repeat the same grade.
Oh, because you were gonna have to like redo some stuff anyway.
Yeah. So yeah,
Jesus.
I was gonna have to repeat the
Jesus.
grade. I know. So that's my story. That's like the one I've been.
So, see, and it's funny. I just want to say really quickly that
Yeah.
I do think it's a little bit funny because we talk about these things. I mean, we both have these stories that had to do when we were like, 13, 14, 15, but not much older. And we both still remember these like moments so clearly. Just like going home and knowing that a parent or parents are like that pissed with you.
I know.
Just like that just sticks with you.
Yeah. Also.
And it will forever, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But I just think it's funny that like because I mean, Lucas and I talk about we go over like the question and what we're going to talk about before we record the podcast, but we didn't tell each other what we were going to say. But I just think it's funny that both of our stories, because the question was, what's the most trouble you've ever been in? And both of these stories probably aren't maybe the most trouble we've ever been in, but we both instantly went back to a time when we were in like middle school, freshman year.
Yeah,
because you remember those so clearly.
That's why I want to say the one that happened last year.
I just think that's very interesting. But yes, continue. So,
okay.
Little part 2.
Little part 2. It's nothing to do with grades or anything,
so
okay?
it's a completely different story.
Okay, completely different story. I'm just gonna like kind of like the
So
picture
this
and
is
everything.
a little bit more recent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so 2 years ago,
Sure.
my village in the north of Spain.
Yeah. And if I can interject here for a
Yeah.
really quick second, very, very cute, but very small little village.
Yeah.
I don't know if that has anything to do with the story, but just paint a picture.
There's like maybe like 200 people, 300 people in the summer.
Like max.
Yeah. So there's also like a bunch of villages around, right? With the same number of people around.
Sure.
Maybe like one bigger than the other one.
But just a collection of...
So there is a week in August with like each village has like their own parties, right?
Right.
So like what we do, like we go party to the other villages,
and
right?
I do believe that this is one of the parties that I mean, you're not telling the story about when I was there, but I was there for one of these parties.
Yeah,
correct?
you were there. You were there. Yeah.
Continue.
Thanks on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so by that time I think I was 16,
Okay.
and the people I was singing they were like 15 and like 17.
So
Okay.
Okay.
So it was. I'm gonna picture kind of like a little. Okay, 11 at night.
Sure.
Because like parties in Spain they start like
They
really
start pretty late.
Yeah. So we go there, right?
Sure.
The village was called Villanueva.
Yeah,
No,
well,
actually Villoslada.
Okay.
Villoslada. And we go to like this small place where like all the people from my village were hanging, right? All of us together.
Everybody's having a good time.
Yeah. So like drinking some like sodas, you know.
Maybe some other things.
Yeah, some
Sure.
other things. So we're getting happy, right?
That's one way to put it. Yes.
Yeah, because like the moment and everything, right? And the music starts sound. So like we split, like the group splits, right?
Right.
So we go to the dancing place,
Sure.
and after 2 hours, the music stops, and one guy grabs the microphone, and he says, "If you see two guys running with black hoodies and blue jeans, please stop them." And then the music starts again, and we were like, "Okay, what the fuck?" Okay, and guess what I was wearing?
A black hoodie
And
excuse
blue
me, I just
jeans.
spit.
Yeah.
Black hoodie and blue jeans.
Yeah. Okay, that'll come later. That'll come later. And then and then
Sure.
I see my cousins
Sure.
running,
Oh god.
like running.
And how were they dressed?
Black hoodie and blue jeans. I
okay.
was like, oh my god. I love my cousins, but they get
They get
in
trouble.
big troubles,
Okay.
like big troubles.
Sure.
And then I'm gonna send. This is gonna sound like a lie, but it's not. That village in the north, it's known for like having like neo-Nazis ultras from a soccer team.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
So there are some people there who are not so friendly. Is what
no so friendly.
Okay.
Okay, so I see my cousins running, and like me and another friend, we go after them, right, and be like, "Yo, what's going on? Like people are chasing you. What's going on?"
Yeah. You want to go figure out what's going on.
And they're like,
Can I just ask you really quick? Did you like suspect anything? Like, did you see anything go down, or you just had
no
fucking
no
idea?
fucking idea. Just besides the thing of the microphone,
You just
no
had
fucking idea.
Okay.
So I'm
Continue.
talking to them, and he's like, so we were joking around. I was throwing my like like kick, you know, like my ninja kick,
Did you
and
kick somebody?
and I kick the mirror of a car.
He kicked like off a side mirror.
Yeah.
Like he kicked.
And
it
they
off?
broke it.
Uh-oh.
No. But the bad luck was like, in all of these villages, there's like always one bar, and they broke the mirror of the car
Of the guy who owns a bar.
of the car. Yeah, of the guy who owns the bar.
Oh God.
Yeah,
And can I just say, I'm assuming that the guy who owns the bar
knows everyone.
knows everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Okay. Yeah. So we are like, okay, dude. So what you have to do right now is like call your parents and leave right now.
Right.
Okay. So this is like far from the music, right? So I'm walking back with my friend to the music place, right? And then two guys grab me from my shirt, like, and they're like, you're wearing a like
Black hoodie and blue jeans.
black hoodie, yeah. And I was like, I didn't do anything. I swear to God.
Which, can I just say, is exactly what you would say if you did do something.
Okay, yeah, that's true. But dude, if I'd say like something, those guys would like beat me up.
God.
Yeah, and then from like the mountains, I see just like blue and red light, 3 police cars,
Oh.
because like they knew what was going to happen, and then just like everyone like starts to go crazy, okay, so then like all my village, like everyone was starting to know what was going on. You know when like someone talks to
It's
someone,
like
whatever,
little
whatever.
hush, and then it's getting a little loud. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure,
so everyone
sure.
was just like like warming up, like fuck, I'm just gonna beat the shit out of this guy, and then like Dylan was like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of this guy. So I don't know how would you say this in English, plaza?
Like the square, like the town square, kind of.
Yeah, like but it was kind of like a side of the village, right? And
Yeah.
like my cousins were there with like all my friends, and like we were like from my village, we were like maybe 12 guys.
Yeah. Okay.
It was like maybe 20.
So now it was kind of like turning into like teams.
No, yeah,
My village versus your village.
it was 20. It was like a plaza, like a square, like 20 by 20.
Okay.
All of us there, right? talking like, dude, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck?
Sounds like a fucking like a WWE like rink, like ropes up.
No,
like,
I mean with
ready.
like some benches and like a tree, right?
No, I know, but it's just like I'm just picturing like
Square,
like,
with some fences around, right?
God.
And then we just start seeing like people.
It just turns into an octagon and Conor McGregor pops
Dude,
out.
people just like start walking there and start like rounding us, right?
Like sharks.
Sharks, dude. Outside like the thing.
Like they were just circling you.
Circling us.
Fucking A, man.
And I was talking about the neo-Nazis, right? They were there.
Oh my fucking God.
And
dude.
all of us were kind of like happy. So we weren't realizing what was going on. So we're like, yeah, just come for us, whatever. We're like 15, 16-year-old
and
kids.
you're also like kind of smacked, probably.
Yeah, happy. Yeah, with the I've been
okay. That's what I figured. I was just making sure.
And like the old people that was coming with like they were with us, like the old ones, like the wise ones, we could say. They were like, shut the fuck up. They're gonna beat the shit out of you. Like, let me talk with them.
God.
And right when they were gonna like start hitting us, the police came. Dude, they grabbed my 2 cousins and they just like put them in the car. No, actually, just one of them, because the other fucker, he left.
Jesus.
I know. And I think at the end, they had to pay like a ticket of like 1,000 something between both of them.
God.
And they didn't beat us at that time. Right. So I guess that's good. Because we didn't do anything.
Yeah, but you were probably shitting your pants.
I shit in my pants like multiple times. Yeah. This was like the time I've been like more like afraid.
God.
No, not in trouble because I didn't do anything, but afraid.
Right. But that's often very like in a similar vein. Wow.
But I've rather 1,000 times this one than like the one with the F. I'm not joking. The feeling was. Yeah, I mean,
I'd rather take a few punches than.
I mean, you were okay. It's bad. Never do this, but like I was feeling kind of like badass. Yeah, I was. Yeah.
You were ready to.
Okay.
You were ready to throw some hands.
At that point, now I'm thinking it was fucking dumb, but at that point I was ready.
Yeah. Probably isn't the smartest thing, but I guess it's better than being.
No. I would have went to the hospital. I'm not joking.
I'm sure those guys were massive.
No, they were like the typical like skinny, tall guys, you know.
Oh.
Put like tattoos around their necks. But I was afraid they were gonna like pull a knife or something.
Yeah. Play dirty.
Yeah.
Jesus. Well, I mean, and we're getting close to time here, so I don't want to take up too much time. But definitely, so we could just kind of talk about the whole getting in trouble as a whole. I'll save my other stories for maybe a different time.
Yeah, sorry that one took so long.
No, it was great.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that one, and it's actually really funny because I'm assuming the next year was the year when I was there with you, probably the year after.
It was actually the year you were
with us, year I was there?
But it was later after you left. Yeah.
So anyway, earlier that month, probably the same month. Yeah, it was August.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Well, whatever.
Like late
July
August.
or August.
Late August, yeah.
But anyway, earlier that summer, I was there with Lucas, and we went to those.
One of those parties. I remember Stuart didn't like it.
I wasn't a huge fan.
Because
listen, and this podcast is just turning into Spanish parties.
That's great too.
I love Lucas with all my heart.
Yeah.
And I love partying with him, and that's awesome. But I just got into Spain. My Spanish was pretty bad, and I didn't know any of the music. So when you go, and like even if I wanted to talk to somebody, I couldn't even hear what anybody was saying.
That's true.
I couldn't understand anybody. Couldn't understand the music. So I was just kind of following Lucas, just like getting more drunk
with like a mix of like wine and Coke.
Yeah,
and warm beer.
Just like awful. And so at a certain point, I was like, dude, I'm sorry. Like I know you're having a good time, but I'm going back. Do you remember that?
Yeah, but the first day you impressed me because we were there until like 5 something.
Yeah, we had a good time the first, but then the next day I was like, listen, man.
I think you left with Tasio at like 3.
I left a little earlier, yeah.
And that day I remember I came back at like 8 and you were sleeping already. Yeah, it was funny.
Was it? Yeah, God, those were good times. I'm sure that now it would be even more fun.
Yeah.
But I just remember at the time it was like a little tough for me to like talk to people.
No, I get it.
So but it is kind of funny to hear that story because I know like kind of the vibe.
The vibe was yeah.
What you're talking about. But listen, I honestly I think that those stories, not that you should like seek out getting in trouble, but like little stuff like that, you know,
I mean, I have like a bunch more
I mean,
stories.
and so do I. But I just mean like these couple stories that we told.
Like being close to getting arrested.
Yeah, I've almost gotten arrested.
No, like
I will say
asking for my.
How about this? We'll make another podcast. Maybe it'll be the next one. Maybe it won't. Where we'll talk about, just like interactions with the police, and then we can tell like a couple more stories. We'll save them because I've got a couple good stories too.
Yeah, me too.
But I think that like getting into like little trouble like that when you're a kid is like, because it's so funny. Because I remember feeling so awful, but I look back now and I just can't help but laugh. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that time it's awful, but now
And now it's just so funny, and there's something kind of wonderful about that. But I'm not kidding. I mean, like when you're in that situation, when you have that report card, and you just feel like the entire world, like nothing is ever gonna be okay because this is the worst shit fucking ever.
Yeah.
And you look back and you're like, dude, that didn't matter.
Yeah,
like that didn't matter.
Yeah.
Me skipping a day of school and getting grounded for a week doesn't fucking matter at all. And I just think that it's so funny where like in the moment you're like, this is the worst thing that has ever happened to me and I will never be okay and it feels like nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And that's also kind of like applicable to pretty much anything. Like whenever you're feeling down, usually like
it's like the end of the world, but it's not.
It's really not. I mean, you're just gonna look back and like laugh about it. And there's something.
Mean, sometimes.
Well, we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer for you to laugh about that second story, but no, there is something kind of like great about that, don't you think?
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah.
Like there's just something funny about
that. Small like anecdotes.
I'll
do anything for an anecdote, you know.
I'm a whore for a good anecdote. I think. I do want to close out the show with a quote from the quote book. Obviously, that's how we do it. But before we do that, I actually want to say a quote not from the quote book, which is a quote
from a wise man.
From a wise man, very wise man.
I know a song.
A good friend of ours, Callie Donovan. Hello, Kelly, if you're listening. Her father had this quote that Callie has told me multiple times, and I love it. And I've told him I love it.
the one she said last time.
I don't know. But the quote is, "Don't sweat the. There are two rules in life."
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna fuck this up, but she says it so much better. But it's something like, there are two rules in life. 1, don't sweat the small stuff. 2, everything is the small stuff.
Yeah.
And I will never forget that quote, and I wish it was like my parents who told it to me instead of like her dad told it, because I could make it like more personal and get it fucking tattooed or whatever. But anyway, it's great. I mean, I still can. Just write Mr. Donovan.
Yeah.
It's a great, but that I couldn't help but think about that when we were telling these stories, because it's like, don't sweat the small stuff. Everything's the small stuff. Like in that moment, that was the most important thing in the world. Yeah. And now you think back to it and you're like, that is like astronomically small. Like that is fucking nothing.
Yeah. Look at you now. You're in college.
It's a grain of sand. Like I don't give a shit. But like, just knowing that it was that big of a deal, and like you can look back and there's something so comical about that to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's fair. Yeah.
I like that. I think that's why. I think that's part of the reason I like stories so much.
I love
like
stories.
Personal stories.
Yep.
It's because you're like, you can get into that mindset, and now you're like, oh, but yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
You know, at a certain point. Anyway, I think that just about wraps it up. So now I will read a quote from the quote book. For those of you who don't know, I keep a running quote book on my phone of funny stuff that
funny, dumb stuff.
Mostly dumb stuff that friends or family or pretty much anybody says.
Yeah.
I tend to jot it down, and we kind of have a tradition around here where we like to end our podcast with a quote.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily have to be recent, doesn't necessarily have to be old. I just like to find a random one. So I picked out one for this podcast, which has nothing to do with the podcast whatsoever, but it is a quote from our good friend Will Wimay. And
we love you, man.
We love you, man. And the quote is, quote, "Gardettos are just Italian goldfish."
Oh my god.
End quote. Very, very well constructed quote there. Very, very thought out. But that's just, I mean, think about that one, honestly. Gardettos are really just Italian goldfish. So anyway, I think that just about wraps it up.
Yep.
Yeah, anything else to say? Any last words?
Yeah, I'm selling my iPhone. I'm just kidding.
You're what?
I'm selling
Yo,
Opel Corsa.
Follow me on Instagram. No. I think that pretty much does it. Well, thank you so much for listening. As always, it has been a pleasure.
Yeah, we
Lucas.
hope you enjoy.
Hope you enjoyed. We will be back next Sunday with a new topic, something else pretty juicy. So we'll see what's up. But thank you so much for listening. And
Cambio corto.
Cambio corto.